Paul Elio presented his three-wheel concept car back in 2009 as a response to sticker shock and rising gas prices. For under $7,000, you could get a two-seater car with AC and heat, a stereo, power windows and locks, cruise control, anti-lock brakes, and three wheels. The plan was to start production in 2012. It's 2018 now, and the plan is now to start production in 2019. Welcome to Legion of Weirdos, where you get party, conversation, education. I'm Christopher, bringing you better talking topics for your social situation. Three-wheel cars have never been a big hit in the USA unless you're meter maid. The Go4 Interceptor and the Cushman Truckster have made their mark on our city streets, as the meter maids have made marks on your tires. We also have cars like the T-Rex and the Slingshot line, offering exciting motorcycle-based vehicles that look like there's something out of Blade Runner, but they're expensive and impractical. Supposedly, the Elio is designed to be a little more practical and meet all the highest safety standards of an automobile, and best of all, to be cheap. And you won't need a helmet to drive one. Unless you live in Maine, New York, or Alaska, that is. The other 47 states, at least since July 1st, have laws on the books creating a category called the auto cycle with special laws. That applies for the Slingshot and the T-Rex too, by the way. The current set price for the Elio is $7,450, or a little less than the price of a decent used Nissan Leaf with 4 wheels and 4 doors and 4 seats for 4 people, and nobody has to sit bitch trapped inside a tricycle clown car. Seriously, if you crash and the driver's unconscious, you can't get out. I hope you're not underwater. I hope you're not on fire. And oh, by the way, the thing only has 1 door. Somehow Elio claims he'll make this car in America out of American stuff with American crash standards for about 7,500 American bucks. It has a 55 horsepower motor and will go 0 to 60 in 9.6 or 10 point something seconds, depending on who you read. And oh, by the way, it doesn't have power steering. Sounds exciting. The only problem with the Elio is you can't get one. Yet. Still. And it's a 1-door, 3-wheel tricycle clown car. Since their launch in 2009, Elio has had trouble rounding up the cash to put this car into production. Elio is a publicly traded company that had a valuation of over $1 billion in 2016, with stocks at $40 a share. They're now $4.50. They've had 3 rounds of funding, bringing in a total of $43.5 million. $41 million came from crowdsourcing, and the other $2.5 million came from Overstock.com. Yeah, that Overstock.com, and I can't find the cars on the website anywhere. Overstock CEO Patrick Byrne has said, "I believe Elio's vision and business model. I'm confident that this will be my car for at least 2/3 of the days I drive." He bought into the company this past April by acquiring newly issued common stocks at $2.75 a share. Hey, I just realized Elio stock is up $1.75 since April. But Overstock's money, along with that other $41 million, isn't enough to make the car, so now they're going into cryptocurrency. Elio Coin, which they're calling a security token offering, will be just like Bitcoin, except you can't buy a pizza with it, or anything else. It's not meant to be currency like other crypto stuff. It's more like crypto kitties, which are digital cats you can buy with digital money called Ethereum. On that note, shouldn't the name Ethereum be enough to cause some suspicion? At the current time, 1 Ethereum is supposedly valued at about $245, so you could buy a new crypto kitty for about 50 bucks. Best yet, each crypto kitty is one of a kind and 100% owned by you, just like an actual cat. But hey, at least it's real. I can't say that for Elio Coin yet. Still. Hey, I just realized 1 crypto kitty is worth about 10 shares of Elio stock. Elio Coin is meant to be offered as an ICO, which is like an IPO, except without the requirement of an earnings threshold or a prospectus. The SEC doesn't even know how to regulate ICO markets yet, but I'm sure Paul Elio has it all figured out. Oh, and buying into an IPO means you have an ownership stake in the company. Buying into an ICO means you have ownership of a coin that's not even a real coin. It's just like your crypto kitty. According to the most recent SEC filings, Elio has raised $26.86 million in non-refundable deposits for the car. But somehow in the fiscal year 2017, they generated a loss of $23.26 million, which brought their total outstanding debt to $164.55 million, and they anticipate another significant loss for the end of this fiscal year. Paul Elio stated in an interview on May 11th that the company had brought in about $115 million since its inception, but just last December they only had $7,155 cash in the bank. Don't worry about Paul though, he won't starve. He managed to pull in a $250,000 salary for the last 2 years and probably will again this year. According to Elio's website, they've spent $62.3 million on engineering and development, with $16 million of that going to a company called ESG Engineering. Guess who runs that? ESG is a small engineering firm in Arizona running out of this office building that... Wait, isn't that... Nah, that's Triumph Engineering, where they actually build stuff. And speaking of building stuff, the Elio is supposed to be built in the old Shreveport GM plant in Caddo Parish, Louisiana. You see, the Caddo Parish Industrial Development Board leased the land to investor Stuart Lichter, who sold the manufacturing equipment to Elio, who sold it again themselves, even though they supposedly acquired the property because it was a production-ready facility. That is a whole rabbit hole that would take me a week to explore and explain, but to sum it up, Shreveport is pissed because Lichter had 3 companies interested in the property. Land Rover, Daikin, a Japanese air conditioner manufacturer I'm sure I mispronounced, and Elio. He picked Elio. You see, some people are suspicious because Lichter is on the board of directors for Elio and has a 2% stake in the scheme company, and he's loaned a lot of money to Elio, guaranteeing the repayment himself, however that works. And he pulls in about $200,000 a year in interest from those loans, and a lot of people in Shreveport that don't make $200,000 a year think they smell a rat. That's not to mention that the company is in trouble with the Louisiana Motor Vehicle Commission for operating without proper licensing. In the video description, I'll link that SEC paper so you can see for yourselves all the convoluted places that Paul Elio says the money went. Call me overcritical, but the way it all reads, I don't think I would be investing my money. Quick non sequitur to acknowledge our investors at Patreon: Gary M, Patty Broussard, Alex from Needs More Subs, Daniel from Ebon Tower Gaming, Gma Lolly, Batal83, Molly Smith, and Plumbing with Tim. As far as the Shreveport plant goes, Hyundai leases a small portion of it, but the rest is vacant. According to the Elio website, they're still taking reservations for the car and say they have 65,341 people with hopes of getting their own one-door, 3-wheeled tricycle clown car. And Elio still claims he'll create 20,000 American jobs with his company, and he has engineers working out the final details of his prototype. Because all companies spend a decade working on a prototype, tweaking it 6 years after it was supposed to be on the market. Meanwhile, there's a petition to file a class action lawsuit for the people who put deposits on the car, claiming it's a scam, like this investor who said, I would like my refund back. And Stuart Lichter blames the press and politicians in Shreveport for the delay of Elio Motors. He calls his detractors a circular firing squad. What do you think? Are they gonna build the car? Is it a scam? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay weird and stay out of the comfort zone.